Here, come over here till I tell you a little magical story, and perhaps you've never heard it before. A long time ago, when the earth was green, and there was more kinds of animals than you've ever seen. They'd run around free when the earth was being born, and the loveliest of them all, was the unicorn. There was green alligators and long-necked geese, some hunchback camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, the loveliest of all was the unicorn. Now God seen some sinning, and it gave him lots of pain, and he says, stand back, I'm going to make it rain. He says, hey, Brother Noah, I tell you what to do. Build me a floating zoo and take some of them green alligators and long-necked geese, some hunchback camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, don't you forget my unicorn. Old Noah, he was there, and he answered that call, and he finished up making the ark just as the rain started falling. He marched in all the animals, 2 by 2, and he sung out as they went through. Hey Lord, I got you green alligators and long-necked geese, some hunchback camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but Lord, I'm so forlorn, I just can't see no unicorn. Then old Noah took a look out through the driving rain, and them unicorns were hiding, and they were playing Sally games. They were kicking and splashing while the rain was pouring. Oh, them Sally unicorn. There was green alligators, long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees. Noah cried, close the door, because the rain is pouring, and we just can't wait for no unicorn. So the ark started moving, and it drifted with the tide, and them unicorns looked up from the rocks and they cried, and the waters come down and sort of floated them away. Oh, and that's why you never seen a unicorn to this very day. But you'll see green alligators and long-necked geese, some hunchback camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, you're never gonna see no unicorn. Except maybe in Ireland.
Come day, go day, wishing me hard it was Sunday, drinking buttermilk through the week, whiskey on a Sunday.
He sits on the corner of old Beggar's Bush, astride of an old packing crate. He has 3 wooden dolls that can dance and can sing, and he croons with a smile on his face.
Come day, go day, wishing me hard it was Sunday, drinking buttermilk through the week, whiskey on a Sunday.
His tired old hands tug away at the strings, and the puppets they dance up and down. It's a far better show than you'll ever see in the fanciest theatre in town.
Come day, go day, wishing me hard it was Sunday, drinking buttermilk through the week, whiskey on a Sunday.
I'm sad to relate, old Seth Davy died in 1904. His 3 wooden dolls in the dustbin were laid, their song will be heard nevermore.
Come day, go day, wishing me hard it was Sunday, drinking buttermilk through the week, whiskey on a Sunday.
Some stormy night, when you're passing that way, and the wind's blowing up from the sea. They still hear the song of old Seth Daly as he croons to his dancing dulcery.
Come day, go day, wishing me hard it was Sunday, drinking buttermilk through the week, whiskey on a Sunday.
One more time.
Come day, go day, wishing me hard it was Sunday, drinking buttermilk through the week, whiskey on a Sunday. Come day, go day, wishing me Bye, bye, biplane, once upon a sky plane. Bye, bye, hush-a-bye, lullaby plane.
Way out in London Airport in hangar number 4, a lonely little biplane lived whose name was Evermore. His working days were over and no more would he sail. Upon his wings up in the clouds, flying the Royal Mail.
Bye, bye, biplane, once upon a sky plane. Bye, bye, hush-a-bye, lullaby plane.
All the mighty jet planes would look down their nose. They'd laugh and say, well, I'm so glad I'm not one of those. And Evermore would brush away the teardrops from his wings and dream of days when he might do some heroic thing.
Bye, bye, biplane, once upon a sky plane. Bye, bye, hush-a-bye, lullaby plane.
Then one day the fog and rain had closed the airport down, and all the mighty jet planes lay helpless on the ground. When a call came to the airport for a mercy flight, it would be too late, they couldn't wait, someone must fly tonight. So they rolled the little biplane to runway number 5, and though he looked so small and weak, he knew he could survive. And as he roared into the clouds, well, the big jets hung their wings, and they dreamed of days like Evermore to do heroic things.
Bye, bye, biplane, once upon a sky plane. Bye, bye, hush-a-bye, lullaby plane.
So my baby bundle, I have spun a tale for you. There is nothing in this world that you cannot do. Do not be discouraged by circumstance or size. Remember Evermore, just keep your sights up in the sky.
Bye, bye, biplane, once upon a sky plane. Bye, bye, hush-a-bye, lullaby plane. Bye, bye, biplane, once upon a sky plane.
Good night,
Bye,
little
bye,
bird.
hush-a-bye,
Good night,
lullaby plane. Bye, bye, biplane, once upon a sky. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. My father, he was orange, and my mother, she was green.
Oh, my father was an Ulsterman, proud Protestant was he. My mother was a Catholic girl, from County Cork was she. They were married in 2 churches, lived happily enough, until the day that I was born and things got rather tough.
Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. My father, he was orange, and my mother, she was green.
Baptized by Father Riley, I was rushed away by car to be made a little orange man, me father's shining star. I was christened David Anthony, but still in spite of that, to my father I was William, while my mother called me Pat.
Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. My father, he was orange, and my mother, she was green.
With mother every Sunday to mass I proudly stroll. Then after that the Orange Lodge would try to save my soul. For both I tried to claim me, but I was smart because I'd play the flute or play the harp, depending where I was.
Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. My father, he was orange, and my mother, she was green.
One day me bad relations came round to visit me, just as my father's kinfolk were all sitting down to tea. We tried to smooth things over, but they all began to fight, and me being strictly neutral, I bashed everyone in sight.
Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. My father, he was orange, and my mother, she was green.
Now my parents never could agree about my time of school. My learning was all done at home, that's why I'm such a fool. They both passed on, God rest them, but left me caught between that awful colour problem of the orange and the green.
Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. My father, he was orange, and my mother, she was green. Yes, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. My father, he was orange, and my mother, she was green. The magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu.
Little Jackie Paper, well, he loved that rascal Puff, and he brought him strings and sealing wax and some other fancy stuff. Oh,
Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu.
together they would travel in a boat with billowed sail, and Jackie, he kept a lookout perched on Puff's gigantic tail. And noble kings and princes would bow whene'er they came, and pirate ships would lower their flag when Puff roared out his name. Oh,
Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu.
a dragon lives forever, but not so little boys. Painted wings and giant things just make way for some other toys. One grey night it happened, Jackie Paper came no more, and old Puff, the mighty dragon, he ceased his fearless roar. His head was bent with sorrow, green scales fell like rain. Puff no longer went to play along the cherry lane. Without his lifelong friend, Puff could not be brave. So Puff, the mighty dragon, sadly slipped into his cave. Oh,
Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu.
When a swaggy man took to the road with his blanket roll, he was said to be humping the bluey, or waltzing his Matilda. You see, there were no suitcases in the wild and wide. Swags were the furniture of the bush, and neither man nor woman ventured out without one. Slung over the pack pony, hanging from the camel or an end of an old stick, with a quart pot dangling from the strap, they stood for house and home and life's achievements. Oh, I've met Don Quixotes of swags, lean and cadaverous, fat little Sanchos of swags, swags brand new with bright leather straps, swags grizzled and elderly, double bed swags, and swags that had been to England and back, swags heavy with gold, and swags pathetically empty after the gathering of 50 years.
There once was a swagman camped by a billabong under the shade of a coolibah tree, and he sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
Waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
And he sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled.
You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
Down came a jump up to drink at the water hole. Up jumped the swagman and grabbed him with glee, and he sang as he stowed him away in his tucker bag. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
Waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
And he sang as he stowed him away in his tucker bag.
You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
Down came the squatter riding on his thoroughbred. Down came policemen, 1, 2, 3. Where's the jolly jump buck you got in your tucker bag? You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
Waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
Where's the jolly jump buck you got in your tucker bag?
You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
But the swagman he upped and he jumped into the water hole, drowning himself by the coolibah tree. And his ghost may be heard as you walk along the billabong. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
Waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
And his ghost may be heard as you walk along the billabong.
You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
Who'll come a waltzing Matilda, me darling? Who'll come a waltzing Matilda with me? Waltzing Matilda and leading a water bag. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
There was a wild colonial boy, Jack Dugan was his name. He was born and bred in Ireland, at a place called Castlemaine. He was his father's only son, his mother's pride and joy, and dearly did his parents love their wild colonial boy.
At the early age of 16 years, he left his native home, and to Australia's sunny shores he was inclined to roam. He robbed the rich to help the poor, he stabbed James McAvoy.
A terror to Australia was the wild colonial boy.
One morning on the prairie wilds, as Jackie rode along, and listening to the mocking bird at singing a cheerful song of jumped three troopers, wild and fierce, Killy Davis and Fitzroy.
They all set out to capture him, the wild colonial boy.
Surrender now, Jackie Duggan, boy, can't you see that we're 3-1? Surrender in Victoria's name, for you are a plundering son. Jack drew 2 pistols from his belt, and he shouted to Fitzroy,
"I'll fight, but not surrender," cried the wild colonial boy.
He fired a shot at Kelly, which did bring him to the ground. And he fired point blank at Davis, who fell dead at the sound. But a bullet pierced his brave young heart from the pistol of Fitzroy.
And that was how they captured him, the wild colonial boy. South Australia is our home, heave away, haul away. When we get back no more we'll roam, we're bound for South Australia. Haul away, you rolling king, heave away, haul away. Haul away, you'll hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia.
I thought I heard the captain say,
heave away, haul away.
go ashore and draw your pay.
We're bound for South Australia. Haul away, you rolling king, heave away, haul away. Haul away, you'll hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia.
make her fast and pack your gear,
Heave away, haul away.
leave her moored at the Melbourne Pier.
We're bound for South Australia. Haul away, you rolling king, heave away, haul away. Haul away, you'll hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia.
The winds were foul and the work was hard,
Heave away, haul away.
from the Liverpool dock to the Melbourne yard.
We're bound for South Australia. Haul away, you rolling king, heave away, haul away. Haul away, you'll hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia. The rats are gone and telling you, heave away, haul away. It's time, by God, that we went to, we're bound for South Australia. Haul away, you rolling king, heave away, haul away. Haul away, you'll hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia.
I love a sunburned country, a land of sweeping plains, of rugged mountain ranges, of droughts and flooding rains. I love her far horizons, I love her jeweled seas, the beauty and the terror. It's the wide brown land for me, Australia.
Come by the hills to the land where fancy is free, o'er the wide open plains that roll down to a warm emerald sea, where the rivers run clear and the beaches are gold in the sun. but cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done. Come by the hills to the land where life is a song, and sing while the birds fill the air with their joy all day long. Where the trees sway in time and even the wind sings in tune. But cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done. Come by the hills to the land where stories are told of the first roving men and the swaggies and diggers of gold. Where the bush life was hard with its dangers and drought and low pay. They left the young growing land rich in people and valor today. Come by the hills to the land where fancy is free, o'er the wide open plains that roll down to a warm emerald sea, where the rivers run clear and the beaches are gold in the sun. But cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done.
One night when travelling sheep, my companions lay asleep. There was not a star to illuminate the sky. I was dreaming, I suppose, for my eyes were partly closed, when a very strange procession passed me by.
First there came a kangaroo with the swag of blanket blue, a dingo ran beside him as his mate.
They were travelling mighty fast, but they shouted as they passed, "We'll have to jog along, it's getting late."
The pelican and the crane, they came in from off the plain to amuse the company with the Highland fling. The dear old bandicoot played the tune upon his flute, and the native bears sat round them in the ring.
The drongo and the crow sang the songs of long ago. The frill-necked lizard listened with a smile,
and the emu standing near with his claw up to his ear said the funniest thing I've heard in quite a while.
Well, the frogs from out the swamp, where the atmosphere is damp, came bounding in and sat upon the stone. Boink, boink. Oh, they each unrolled their swags and produced from little bags the violin, the banjo, and the bones.
the goanna and the snake and the adder wide awake. With an alligator danced the soldier's joy.
In the spreading silky oak, the jackass cracked the joke, and the magpie sang the wild colonial boy. Some brogas darted out from the tea tree all about, and performed a set of lancers very well. Then the parrot, green and blue, gave the orchestra each cue to strike up the old log cabin in the dell.
I was dreaming, I suppose, of these entertaining shows, but it never crossed me mind I was asleep.
Till the boss beneath the cart woke me up with such a start, yelling, "Dreamy, tell me, where are all your sheep?" I was lonesome away from your kindred, you know, by the campfire at night where the wild dingoes call. But there's nothing so lonesome, so morbid or drear, than to stand in the bar of a pub with no beer. Come on, mates.
Oh, there's nothing so lonesome, so morbid or drear, than to stand in the bar of a pub with no beer.
Old Billy the blacksmith, first time in his life, has come home cold sober to his darling wife.
I can't help laughing.
Well, the maid's got all cranky, the cook's turning queer. What a terrible place is a pub with no beer.
Everybody!
Oh, there's nothing so lonesome, so morbid or drear than to stand in the bar of a pub with no beer.
What about it, right?
The stockman comes in with a dry, dusty throat, saunters up to the bar, pulls a wad from his coat. But the smile on his face quickly turns to a sneer when the barman says sorry, the pub's got no beer.
Come on now!
Oh, there's nothing so lonesome, so morbid or drear than to stand in the bar of a pub with no beer.
The swaggy comes in, covered in dust and flies. He throws down his swag, wipes the sweat from his eyes. Sings out to the barman, "Hey, what's this I hear? I trudged 50 for liming. Flipping miles, mate, to a pub with no beer. Come on, mate!"
Oh, there's nothing so lonesome, so morbid or drear than to stand in the bar of a pub with no beer. Oh, it's lonesome away from your kindred and all, by the campfire at night, where the wild dingoes call. Oh, there's nothing so lonesome, so morbid or drear than to stand in the bar of a pub with no beer. Oh, there's nothing so lonesome, so morbid or drear than to stand in the bar of a pub with no beer.
Charlie, you can't help laughing. Farewell and adieu to you sweet Brisbane ladies. Farewell and adieu to you girls of Toowong. For we've sold all our cattle and we have to be moving, but we hope we shall see you again before long.
Well, Ramden will roar like true Queensland Drovers. Ramden will roar as onwards we push, until we get back to the old Cowra station. It's flaming dry going through the old Queensland bush.
The first camp we make, we shall call it the Quart Pot. Caboolture, then Kilcoy and Collington's Hot. We'll pull up at the Stonehouse, Bob Williamson's paddock, and early next morning we'll cross the Black Bot.
Well, Ramden will roar like true Queensland Drovers. Ramden will roar as onwards we push, until we get back to the old Cowra station. It's flaming dry going through the old Queensland bush.
The girls up to Mancy, they look so entrancing, 'cause young ball and heifers are out for their fun, with the waltz and the polka and all kinds of dancing, to the rackety old banjo of Bob Anderson.
And Ramden will roar like true Queensland Drovers. Ramden will roar as onwards we push, until we get back to the old Cowra station. It's flaming dry going through the old Queensland bush.
Then fill up your glasses and drink to the lasses. We'll drink this town dry, then farewell to them all. And when we got back to the old Cowra station, we hope you'll come by there and pay us a call.
And Ramden will roar like true Queensland Drovers. Ramden will roar as onwards we push, until we get back to the old Cowra station. It's flaming dry going through the old Queensland bush. Sure if the news is true, the shop bill's the first thing I'll pay. A new pair of boots and a warm woolen suit, and a telly for Maggie, hooray! Me old faded shirt I will throw in the dirt, in a silk one I look in style. And the very first chance I'll put the navy in pants, when the shipyards go back on full time. Our troubles are o'er, Mrs. Woman, for old Francie next door tells me straight that the yard starts up full time
first chance I'll put Davy in hats when the shipyards go back on full time. Miss Campbell, throw out your old wash tub. The laundry can have all our trade. No more picking coal from the gasworks. We'll buy everything ready-made. We'll make this job last until Christmas. Then won't we be living in style? Throw another big spud on the soup pot, for the shipyards are back on full time. Ah, sure, if the news is true, shop bill is the first thing I'll pay. A new pair of boots and a warm woolen suit, and a telly for Maggie, hooray! Me old faded shirt I will throw in the dirt, in a silk one I look in style. And the very first chance I'll put Davy in hats when the shipyards go back on full time. Ah, sure, if the news is true, shop bill's the first thing I'll pay. A new pair of boots and a warm woolen suit, and a telly for Maggie, hooray! Me old faded shirt I will throw in the dirt, in a silk one I look in style. And the very first chance I'll put Davy in hats when the shipyards go back on full time.
In a neat little town they call Belfast, apprentice to trade I was bound. And many's an hour's sweet happiness I spent in that neat little town, till bad misfortune came o'er me, that caused me to stray from the land, far away from my friends and the relations that follow the black velvet band.
Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you would think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band.
Well, as I was out strolling one evening, not meaning to go very far, I met with a ficklesome damsel. She was selling her trade in the bar, when a watch she took from a customer and slipped it right into me hand. Then the law came and put me in prison, bad luck to her black velvet band.
Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you would think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band.
Next morning before judge and jury, for trial I had to appear. And then the judge, he says, "Me young fellow, the case against you is quite clear, and 7 long years is your sentence. Oh, you're going to Van Diemen's Land, far away from your friends and the relations that follow the black velvet band."
Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you would think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band.
So come on, you jolly young fellows, oh, I'll have yous take a warning by me. And whenever you're out on the liquor, my lads, beware of the pretty colleens, for they'll fill you with the whiskey and porter till you are not able to stand. And the very next thing that you know, my lads, oh, you've landed in Van Diemen's Land.
Her eyes, they shone like a diamond. You would think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds. You would think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band.
They're going away, the shy-eyed colleens and the lads so straight and tall, from the purple peaks of Kerry and from the crags of Waltzing Matilda, from the greening plains of Antrim and from the hills of Donegal. They carry with them a teardrop in the eye, and their days will go uncomforted, their nights an endless sigh.
Another drink, boys, oh have one with me. We're home from the sea, yes, we're back on the shore. And if you get to the rug, boys, in this company, you'll roll and keep all on the rory O'More.
He lived on the dockside near Liverpool town, and he often went down to the Thief and the Vagabond. Everyone knew him as Dublin O'Shea, but some say he came from Killarney.
Have another drink, boys, oh have one with me. We're home from the sea, yes, we're back on the shore. And if you get to the rock, boys, in this company, you'll roll and keep all on the rory O'More.
I sing of an Irishman, honest and plain, but what's in the name if you think of the man himself? He was a sailor, and he drunk with the same, and he mastered the fine art of Blarney.
Have another drink, boys, oh have one with me. We're home from the sea, yes, we're back on the shore. And if you get to the rock, boys, in this company, you'll roll and keep hard on the rory O'More.
He was a lay preacher and a God-fearing man, with a drink in his hand, what a terrible sinner. He'd drink to the devil and spit in his eye, and go to confession on Friday.
Have another drink, boys, oh have one with me. We're home from the sea, yes, we're back on the shore. And if you get to the rock, boys, in this company, you'll roll and keep hard on the rory O'More.
For ranting and roving, there's none can compare. If you met him, you'd swear that the man was a saint. But if you could just see him in some foreign bar, you'd think he was the High King of Ireland.
Have another drink, boys, oh have one with me. We're home from the sea, yes, we're back on the shore. And if you get to the rock, boys, in this company, you'll roll and keep hard up the rory O'More.
You're right. Okay. 'Twas a cold and frosty morning in December, when all of me money it was spent. Oh, what it went to the Lord I can't remember. So I down to the shipping office went. Hey, put it back, take up your slack, take your turn around the capstan haul away. All ships stationed by me handy, forward bound for Valparaiso round the Horn. That day there was a great demand for sailors, for the colonies, for Frisco and for France. So I shipped aboard and I embarked to Hotspur. I got paralytic to rope when they advance. Hey, put it back, take up your slack, take your turn around the capstan haul away. All ships stationed by me handy, forward bound for Valparaiso round the Horn. Well, I woke up in the morning sick and sore, and I knew that I was on me way again, when I heard a voice a-kicking in the door. Ara, get up, you bugger, and answer to your name. Hey, put it back, take up your slack, take your turn around the capstan haul away.
I went away a tear. While I back, take up your slack, take up your slack, take your turn around the capstan haul away. All ships station might be handy, but we're bound for Valparaiso round the horn. Yes, we're bound for San Francisco round the horn.
I've been a wild rover for many a year, and I've spent all my money on whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning with gold in great store, and I never will play the wild rover no more.
And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more.
There was Kitty and Betsy and Margaret and Sue, and 3 or 4 more that belonged to the crew. We'd sit up till morning and make the place roar. Oh, I've been a wild boy, but I'll be so no more.
And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more.
Dropped into a shanty I used to frequent, and I told the landlady me money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. Such a custom as yours I can get any day.
And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more.
Then I drew from me pocket 10 sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. Said she, I have a whiskey and wines of the best, and those words that I said sure were only in jest.
And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more.
I'll go home to me parents, confess what I've done, and I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And if they caress me as oft times before, then I never will play the wild rover no more.
And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more.
We're going to do a little song that some of the people from the Vancouver Folk Society taught to us. It's called the Barley Mow. The Mormon Tabernacle's on our right here, and they're going to help us sing the song. It's number 42 in your hymn books, by the way, if you're wondering. Oh, here's good luck to the pine pot, good luck to the barley mow.
Jolly good luck to the pine pot, good luck to the barley mow. Oh, the pine pot, half a pint Jill, half a Jill, quarter Jill, the pickin' under a bowl. Here's good luck, good luck, good luck to the barley mow.
George!
Well, here's good luck to the half gallon, good luck to the barley mow.
Jolly good luck to the half gallon, good luck to the barley mow. Oh, the half gallon pint pot, half a pint Jill, half a Jill, quarter Jill, the pickin' under a bowl. Here's good luck, good luck, good luck to the barley mow.
Jimsy boy!
Well, here's good luck to the gallon, good luck to the barley mow. Jolly good luck to the gallon, good luck to the barley mow. Oh, the gallon, half gallon pint pot, half a pint Jill, half a Jill, quarter Jill, the pickin' under a bowl. Here's good luck, good luck, good luck to the barley mow.
Joey boy!
Here's good luck to the half
good luck to the Barley Mow.
Jolly good luck to the half barrel, good luck to the Barley Mow. Oh, the half barrel gal, and half gallon pint pot, half a pint Jill, half a Jill, quarter Jill, nip again and a row. Here's good luck, good luck, good luck to the Barley Mow.
Well, here's good luck to the barrel, good luck to the Barley Mow.
Jolly good luck to the barrel, good luck to the Barley Mow. Oh, the barrel, half barrel gal, and half gallon pint pot, half a pint Jill, half a Jill, quarter Jill, nip again and a row. Here's good luck, good luck, good luck to the Barley Mow.
Well, here's good luck to the daughter, good luck to the Barley Mow.
Jolly good luck to the daughter, good luck to the Barley Mow. Oh, the daughter barrel, half barrel gal, and half gallon pint pot, half a pint Jill, half a Jill, quarter Jill, nip again and a row. Here's good luck, good luck, good luck to the Barley Mow.
Well, here's good luck to the landlord, good luck to the Barley Mow.
Jolly good luck to the landlord, good luck to the Barley Mow. Oh, the landlord daughter barrel, half barrel gal, and half gallon pint pot, half a pint Jill, half a Jill, quarter Jill, nip again and a row. Here's good luck, good luck, good luck to the Barley Mow.
Hey, Joe.
Here's good luck to the brewer, good luck to the Barley Mow.
Jolly good luck to the brewer, good luck to the Barley Mow. Oh, the brewer, landlord daughter barrel, half barrel gal, and half gallon pint pot, half a pint Jill, half a Jill, quarter Jill, nip again and a row. Here's good luck, good luck, good luck to the Barley Mow.
Here's the company together.
Well, here's good luck to the company, good luck to the Barley Mow. Jolly good luck to the company, good luck to the Barley Mow. Oh, the company brewer, landlord daughter barrel, half barrel gal, and half gallon pint pot, half a pint Jill, half Jill, quarter Jill, nip again and a row. Here's good luck, good luck, good luck to the Barley Mow. There's a trade you all know well, it's bringing the cattle over on every track to the Gulf and back. Men know the Queensland Drovers, so pass the billy round, boys. Don't let the pint pot stand there, for tonight we'll drink the health of every overlander.
I come from the northern plains, where the girls and grass are scanty, where the creeks run dry or 10 foot high. It's either drought or plenty.
So pass the billy round, boys. Don't let the pint pot stand there, for tonight we'll drink the health of every overlander.
There's men from every land, from Spain and France and Flanders. They're a well-mixed pack, both white and black, the Queensland Overlanders.
So pass the billy round, boys. Don't let the pint pot stand there, for tonight we'll drink the health of every overlander.
When we burn the spree in town, we live like pigs in clover, and the whole damn check goes down the neck of every overlander.
So pass the billy round, boys. Don't let the pint pot stand there, for tonight we'll drink the health of every overlander.
As I ride along the road, all the children raise me dander, crying, "Mammy dear, bring in the clothes, here comes an overlander."
So pass the billy round, boys. Don't let the pint pot stand there, for tonight we'll drink the health of every overlander. So pass the billy round, boys. Don't let the pint pot stand there, for tonight we'll drink the health of every overlander.
With Sydney in our eyes, we count the lazy Harrys on the road to Gundagai.
And we count the lazy Harrys on the road to Gundagai. The road to Gundagai. By my
you sideways for beer to make you cry. You should camp with Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagai.
And we camp the Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagai. The road to Gundagai, 5 miles from Barley. And we camp the Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagai.
When in a week our spree was over and our check was all cut down, we shouldered our Matildas and turned our backs on town. With the fellow stood us in Muller and it's up and it's said goodbye. And we come from Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagai.
And we camp the Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagai. The road to Gundagai, 5 miles from Barley. And we camp the Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagai. And we camp the Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagai. The road to Gundagai, 5 miles from Barley. And we camp the Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagai. We got a pie-eyed Aborigine playing on his didgeridoo. You hear the captain whistling the blues, a banjo picking bosun and a crew that hates the ocean on the Sydney Harbour ferry boat, loaded up with booze.
But hell, a captain is a man to go down in history for mastering his vessel through the alcoholic sea. So his passengers won't drown, he gave orders all around. Not a drop of water on this bloody boat for me.
We got a pie-eyed Aborigine playing on his didgeridoo. You hear the captain whistling the blues, a banjo picking bosun and a crew that hates the ocean on the Sydney Harbour ferry boat, loaded up with booze.
Won't you come home, son? Cries his dear old mum. Every night out on the jetty where they stow the ferry rum.
Well, it's been more than 20 years since you left your mommy, dear.
The Sydney Harbour ferry boat ain't never left the pier. He got a
Pie-eyed Aborigine playing on his didgeridoo. You hear the captain whistling the blues, a banjo picking bosun and a crew that hates the ocean on the Sydney Harbour ferry boat, loaded up with booze.
See the lookout in the crow's nest flat on his back,
The cook turned in the galley drinking rum extract.
swinging in the rigging is the brilliant engineer.
He converted every piston head to pumping Aussie beer.
We've got a pie-eyed Aborigine playing on his didgeridoo. You hear the captain whistling the blues, a banjo picking bosun and a crew that hates the ocean on the Sydney Harbour ferry boat, loaded up with booze. We got a pie-eyed Aborigine playing on his didgeridoo. You hear the captain whistling the blues, a banjo picking bosun and a crew that hates the ocean on the Sydney Harbour ferry boat, loaded up with booze. La 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 la.
After the turn of the century, in the clear blue skies over Germany, came a roar and a thunder man had never heard, like the screaming sounds of a big war bird. Up in the sky, a man in a plane, Baron von Richthofen was his name. 80 men tried
and 80 men died. Now they're buried together on the countryside.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50 or more, the bloody red barons would roll up the score. 80 men died in that spree of the bloody red barons of Germany.
In the nick of time, a hero rose, a funny-looking dog with a big black nose. He flew into the sky to seek revenge, but the barons shot him down.
Horses fight again.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50 or more, the bloody red barons would roll up the score. 80 men died in that spree of the bloody red barons of Germany.
Now Snoopy swore that he'd get that man, so he asked the great pumpkin for a new battle plan. He would challenge the German to a real dog fight, while the baron was laughing. He got him in his sights.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50 or more, the bloody red barons would roll up the score. 80 men died in that spree of the bloody red barons of Germany.
The bloody red baron was in a fix. He tried everything, but he'd run out of tricks. Snoopy fired once, and he fired twice, and the bloody red baron went spinning out of sight.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50 or more, the bloody red barons would roll up the score. 80 men died in that spree of the bloody red barons of Germany. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 or more, the bloody red barons would roll up the score. 80 men died in that spree of the bloody red barons of Germany.
In the town of Lunenburg, down Nova Scotia way, in 1921 on a windy day, a sailing ship was born, and the Bluenose was her name, and you'll never see her kind again.
Bluenose, the ocean knows her name, sailors know how proud the ship was she. Bluenose, leaning in the wind, racing every wave on the sea.
For 25 long years she ruled the northern sea, riding like a queen on the tide. But in the Caribbean, one dark and stormy day, she ran upon a reef and died.
Bluenose, the ocean knows her name, sailors know how proud the ship was she. Bluenose, leaning in the wind, racing every wave of the sea.
Now just the other day, down Nova Scotia way, in Lunenburg they christened a new ship, just like the old Bluenose, down to the very name. The Bluenose lives and sails again.
Bluenose, the ocean knows her name, sailors know how proud the ship was she. Bluenose, leaning in the wind, racing every wave of the sea. Bluenose, the ocean knows her name, sailors know how proud the ship was she. Bluenose, leaning in the wind, racing every wave on the sea.
You can pass your days in the dory, boys. You can go with the worst and the best, but don't ever go with old Engleman, boys, or each trip you go on could well be your last.
Don't you remember, Kate, Ann, boys? Don't you remember Cape Ann? You'll never catch me on the trawl again. It's surely no life for a dog or a man.
Don't you remember the shoals, boys? Don't you remember the shoals? And the old man blind drunk at the wheel, boys. He never cared whether we ever made in.
Don't you remember Cape Ann, boys? Don't you remember Cape Ann? You'll never catch me on the trawl again. It's surely no life for a dog or a man.
The mate, John Schwicker, had gall, boys. He got the old man from the wheel. It took him below and he locked up the hatch and he threw all his booze over the rail.
Don't you remember Cape Ann, boys? Don't you remember Cape Ann?
Don't ever sail with old Ingleman, boys, or each trip you go on could well be your last.
Don't you remember Cape Ann, boys? Don't you remember Cape Ann? You'll never catch me on the trawl again. It's surely no life for a dog or a man.